There is a moment, quiet and subtle, that comes before the rush of the day, before the to-do list fills your thoughts, before the world demands your energy. It's that sacred moment when you first wake up and just for a second you remember. You remember that life doesn't begin with pressure. It begins with presence, with breath, with a soft whisper of truth. You are connected. You are loved. You are never alone. So much of life feels heavy when we forget our connection to Source, when we forget who walks beside us, who lives within us. We start to carry burdens that were never ours to carry. We try to control what cannot be controlled. We try to fix, rush, force, and figure it all out alone. But you were never meant to live in isolation from your divine support. You were never asked to do this life from your own strength. There is a loving intelligence always with you. Some call it God. Some call it Source, Spirit, the Divine, or Infinite Love. Whatever name brings you comfort, the truth is the same. Source energy is not outside of you. It is who you are. It is the warmth beneath your skin, the whisper behind your intuition, the light that rises with the sun and pulses with every breath. And in that light, everything becomes possible. Healing, abundance, clarity, joy, miracles not once in a lifetime, but daily, quietly, naturally, lovingly. So today, we begin with remembering. We remember the Source. We remember who we are. Take a breath right now, not just to oxygenate your body, but to reconnect to your truth. Say softly in your heart, every breath reconnects me to infinite love. Because when you breathe with intention, you come home. When you affirm your truth, you clear the static. When you pause even for a few seconds, you tune back into the presence that is always with you, waiting patiently for your attention. This practice isn't dramatic. It's gentle. It's a return to simplicity, to truth, to love. So many people wait for a grand spiritual awakening, an earth-shattering sign or miracle. But the real miracle, it's this very moment, right here, the simple shift from fear to faith, from disconnection to divine flow. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to remember. And every time you remember, your whole energy changes. You soften, you relax, you open, and when you open, life opens to you, because Source energy responds to openness. It doesn't require performance. It meets you in presence. So let this be your new habit, not just for today, but for every day moving forward. Pause, breathe, reconnect, repeat again and again until it becomes natural. Again and again until you walk in peace. Again and again until you trust. Good things are not just coming, they're already here. waiting to be received. Let this become your new belief. I choose connection over separation, love over fear. This one belief can change your entire day. This one choice can shift how you see the world. And this one moment right here can realign you with your true power. So stay with me, stay present, stay open, because at the end of this journey, we will speak one golden phrase together, a phrase that will anchor your heart in trust and joy, a phrase to carry with you softly, powerfully, throughout your day. Stay with me until the end. We'll affirm one golden phrase together that will remind you daily, good things are coming. Some mornings begin with a weight on the chest before a single foot touches the floor. Maybe it's the unopened bills on the kitchen counter, the unexpected ache in your body, a conversation left unresolved, or simply the rush of thoughts that come like waves before you've had a chance to breathe. Overwhelm has a way of creeping in quietly, convincing us that we are alone in what we carry, that everything depends on our effort, that we must figure it all out or else. But beloved, that is not the truth. You were not meant to carry the weight of the world. You were not meant to walk through life disconnected from the source that created you. What feels heavy right now is not a punishment. It is a signal, a gentle invitation to reconnect, because overwhelm is not the result of too many tasks. It's the result of too little connection. In truth, you are never alone, not when facing bills, not when navigating relationships, not when moving through healing. There is a loving presence that supports you in ways seen and unseen. It holds you through the noise and confusion, waiting patiently for you to remember. You are supported. You are guided. You are never without help. All that's required is the pause, just a moment to breathe, to close your eyes, and to affirm the truth of who you are. Say softly to yourself, I am supported by love in every moment. Let that become your anchor, not just a phrase, but a feeling. Imagine this support as a soft golden light behind your heart. Every time you speak the words, it expands. It moves with you into the room, into the conversation, into the decision. It reminds you that you are never doing this life alone. Even when the world feels uncertain, your body knows how to breathe. The sun knows how to rise. Your soul knows how to heal. And Source knows how to guide you. It's okay if you've forgotten for a while. We all do. Old beliefs of smallness, separation, and struggle run deep. They come from childhood, from culture, from repetition, but none of them are permanent. Every belief can be rewritten. Every story can be retold. Every old fear can be softened by the simple practice of choosing connection. Right now, choose to see yourself differently. You are not behind. You are not a burden. You are not too late, too lost, or too far gone. You are loved. You are held. You are so deeply worthy. Say it aloud, even if it feels unfamiliar. I am worthy of miracles and good things. Yes, you are. And not because you earned it, not because you proved anything, but because you exist, because the same energy that created oceans, trees, and stars also created you. And it didn't make you to suffer. It made you to shine. Right now, you can let go of the pressure to figure it all out. You can place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and whisper, I am connected. I am guided. I am supported by love. Notice what happens when you do. The breath deepens, the muscles soften, the mind quiets. This is what happens when connection is chosen. Fear dissolves, overwhelm lifts, and your spirit rises. So today, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the bills to vanish, or the body to be flawless, or the people to say all the right things. Instead, return to connection. Return to truth. Return to the quiet power that lives inside of you. This is where everything changes. Let today be the day you stop trying to carry everything alone. Let today be the day you whisper over and over, I am supported by love in every moment, and I am worthy of miracles and good things, because you are, and love is here, always ready to show you. What if you didn't need a perfect plan to feel better? What if you didn't need to fix every problem or figure it all out right now? What if your peace, your confidence, your joy could be restored simply by remembering where you come from? The mind will often tell you that change has to be hard, complicated, or time-consuming. But the truth is, transformation happens through one beautiful habit, calling on Source again and again, not just once in the morning and once before bed, not only when things fall apart, but continuously, lovingly, intentionally. Imagine how your life would shift if you called on Source 100 times a day, not as a chore, but as a rhythm, a sacred beat. Your soul follows back to the truth of who you are. Each time you call on Source, something powerful happens. The fear loosens, the story softens, the wall crumbles, and your heart remembers, I am not alone. I am guided. I am held. You don't have to make a show of it. You don't need candles or the perfect words, just a whisper of intention, just a few seconds of attention. A simple thought that says, I call on Source and remember my truth. Let that be your new breath. Inhale, I call on Source. Exhale, I remember who I am. Because each repetition builds what Louise would call miracle consciousness, a way of living that expects goodness, welcomes love, and believes that the best is always unfolding. This practice rewires your mind gently but powerfully. Old beliefs start to fade. I'm always behind. I'm not lucky. I'll never catch up. I can't trust anyone. These melt away, not through force, but through frequency. The more often you call on Source, the more your subconscious learns a new truth. You are not a victim of your day, you are the co-creator of it. Say it with me now. I choose love, I choose trust, I choose miracles. Every time you speak these words, you lay down a new path, and the more you walk that path, the easier it becomes, until it's second nature, until, in the middle of a traffic jam, you say, I call on Source, end quote. When the phone rings with difficult news, you pause and breathe. I choose trust. As you sip your coffee, make your bed, walk your dog, pay your bills, you whisper, good things are coming, and you begin to believe it, not as wishful thinking, but as divine truth. This is not about escaping reality. It's about infusing your reality with love, because every time you call on Source, the room changes. Your energy shifts, the situation softens, doors open, and even if nothing changes outside of you, everything changes within you. That's the miracle. So today, try it. Not once, not 5 times, but all throughout the day, every hour, every transition. Every time your thoughts start spinning or your heart starts sinking, call on Source. Let your day become a conversation. Let love be your inner soundtrack. Let miracles find you again and again. And now it's your turn. Midway reflection. Write one phrase you repeat today. Share it with the affirmation, I call on Source, and good things are coming. Say it, believe it, let it guide you. Because Source is not somewhere far away. It's as close as your breath, as near as your next thought, as present as this very moment, and it always responds to your call. You don't have to be on a mountaintop to feel spiritual. You don't need a retreat, a robe, or an hour of silence. In fact, you don't even need to leave your kitchen, because Source lives in the ordinary. It's in the bubbling pot of morning coffee, in the suds of a sink full of dishes, in the small, quiet sigh before you pick up the phone, in the eyes of a stranger you pass on the sidewalk. If you're only looking for miracles in big moments, you might miss the gentle ones already unfolding. The truth is, daily life is sacred not because of what happens, but because of how you choose to move through it. When you bring intention to the in-between moments, you invite Source in. And when Source is invited, even traffic becomes holy ground. When you wash your hands, it's not just hygiene. It becomes a ritual, a moment to release, refresh, and reset. When the phone rings, it's not just a call. It's a cue. Pause, smile, breathe, and silently affirm, thank you, Source, for this breath, this moment. When you walk through a doorway, whether it's into a meeting, a store, or your own home, step through with sacred awareness. You can bless the space before you enter. I bring peace with me. I receive love here. These transitions are not random. They are invitation. Small hinges that open the door to deep transformation. Too often we think we need grand rituals to be spiritual. But what if the laundry is the ritual? What if The act of folding towels can be a meditation of gratitude. What if sweeping the floor is a prayer of renewal? Source doesn't need ceremony. Source simply asks to be included. And the more you include Source in the simple things, the more the simple things begin to glow with joy. A traffic jam becomes a moment to breathe. A delay becomes a pocket of stillness. An awkward conversation becomes an opportunity to lead with compassion. You begin to shift from being reactive to being receptive, from managing your life to blessing it. Let this be your quiet revolution. Not loud, not flashy, just sacred. Let every room you enter be uplifted because you carry love with you. Let every task, yes, even the ones you dread, become a doorway to presence. Because when you pour divine love into the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Say it softly now. Every task is sacred when I do it with love. Repeat it when you're picking up groceries, when you're listening to someone vent, when you're sweeping crumbs from the kitchen floor. The task doesn't have to change. You do. And as you do, your whole life rises to meet you with grace, because Source doesn't just live in temples and books and sunsets. Source lives in your breath, in your presence, in the now. So begin today with this one practice. Every time your hand touches water, every time you hear your phone ring, every time you walk through a door, pause, smile, connect, and whisper, "Thank you, Source, for this breath, this moment." You'll find that it's not just your day that changes. It's your whole life. You don't need thunder in the sky to know you've been touched by the divine. Miracles are not always loud. They don't always come wrapped in flashing lights or life-altering moments. More often, they arrive quietly as gentle nudges, perfect timing, soft clarity, and the right words spoken at just the right moment. A friend who calls when your heart feels heavy, a song on the radio that brings comfort, a kind smile from a stranger that reminds you you are seen, the parking spot that opens up just when you need it, the check that arrives in the mail on the exact day you felt uncertain. These are miracles, not because they're rare, but because they are evidence that love is always at work, gently guiding, gently blessing, gently answering. When we slow down, when we shift our attention from what's missing to what's already unfolding, we begin to see that miracles are not the exception. They are the rhythm of life. But here's the secret. Miracles are easy to miss when your mind is rushing, when you're living in fear, control, or self-doubt. You walk right past the gifts. So today, soften your gaze, open your heart, and become a noticer of the sacred. Let gratitude be your magnifying glass, because what you appreciate appreciates. What you celebrate multiplies. Say it softly now. I notice. And celebrate small miracles. Miracles are not about fixing every detail of your life. They're about reconnecting you to love in every moment. That subtle feeling of relief after a good cry, that's a miracle. The moment you choose compassion over criticism, that's a miracle. The strength to get out of bed on a hard day, yes, that too is a miracle. When you begin to notice these everyday gifts, you align yourself with a new energy, expectation, openness, trust. You no longer beg for proof that you're supported. You see it, and the more you see, the more you receive. Miracles become your language. Synchronicity becomes your signpost, and ordinary life becomes sacred. There is no situation too small for a miracle, and no person too unworthy to receive one. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are deeply loved, and life is always speaking to you in ways you can recognize when you're willing to look. So today, let this be your mantra. Every day brings me evidence of love and support. Say it when you wake. Say it when you pour your tea. Say it when you don't feel it, especially then, because the energy of that belief is what magnetizes miracles to your side. Right now, even as you read this, your body is healing, your soul is expanding, your path is aligning with something more beautiful than you can imagine. Not because you forced it, but because you chose to notice what's already good. Let every inhale be a reminder, I am supported. Let every exhale be a prayer of thanks. I am surrounded by miracles. And know this, you don't need to earn a miracle. You only need to open to it. The mind is a garden, and every thought is a seed. Each time you affirm trust, worthiness, or love, you're planting something powerful. Even if you can't see the growth right away, you may not realize it, but every quiet moment of faith, every thank you whispered into the air, every time you repeat, I trust, instead of I worry, you are watering the soil of your life. Miracle consciousness is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about remembering that even in uncertainty, there is a deeper flow carrying you. It's about choosing to see with loving eyes, even when the outer world hasn't caught up yet. So if you've ever felt this question in your heart, but what if I still doubt? Know this, doubt is not a disqualifier. You can feel unworthy and still be worthy. You can forget to trust and still be trusted. You can feel resistance and still be on your path. What matters most is that you keep coming back. Miracle consciousness is a return back to love, back to truth, back to source. Not once, not perfectly, but daily, gently, repeatedly. The world may teach you to strive and hustle, to prove and perform, but your soul only needs one thing to flourish: consistency in kindness, not grand gestures, just small, daily moments of choosing trust over fear, choosing peace over panic, choosing to say, I live in trust. All is well. in my world. Say it when it feels true. Say it when it feels far away. Because every repetition is a gentle root growing stronger beneath the surface. You are not building blind hope. You are building inner safety. And from that safety flows clarity, confidence, and the calm magnetism that attracts miracles with grace. Miracles don't rush in through pressure. They arrive through expectation, the soft, unwavering knowing that life is for you. Say it again. Miracles flow to me because I expect them. Expect kindness. Expect solutions. Expect divine alignment. Not because you're perfect, but because you're connected. Miracle consciousness is a way of seeing. You begin to notice the perfect person calling at the perfect time, the answer arriving just after the prayer, the exact words you needed falling into your lap, the moment of peace after a storm of thoughts. All of it becomes proof. Life is responding to your belief. So even when your outer world seems slow to catch up, hold the frequency. Keep planting seeds. Trust the garden. Just because you don't see flowers yet doesn't mean the roots aren't growing. Repeat your affirmations as your morning tea steeps. Whisper them as you walk the dog or fold laundry. Let trust be the atmosphere you breathe until it becomes your natural state. And in this sacred space of trust, miracles find you easily, joyfully, often. Close your eyes for a moment now and affirm softly, I live in trust. All is well in my world. Miracles flow to me because I expect them. And smile because something beautiful is already on its way. Take a breath, sweet soul. Feel it move through you, soft, sacred, and steady. That breath is not random. It's your reminder. You are connected. You are never alone. No matter how loud the world becomes, no matter how fast your thoughts race, you can always return because every moment is an invitation to come back to love, back to source, back to the truth that you are supported, worthy, and seen. Source is not somewhere out there. It's not reserved for the holy, the healed, or the perfect. It's woven into your life right now, in the ordinary, the overlooked, the in-between, in the sunlight falling across your kitchen table, in the warmth of your favorite sweater, in the breath you just took, in the silence between your thoughts. Source lives there, and when you choose to see through the lens of gratitude, even the smallest things become sacred. The traffic jam becomes a pause. The long grocery line becomes a chance to breathe. The moment of confusion becomes a doorway to clarity. Gratitude transforms everything. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It takes you out of fear and returns you to trust. So today, choose to expect good things, not because life is always perfect, but because you are always connected to something greater. Say this gently with me now. I am connected to infinite love. I am a magnet for miracles. Good things are coming to me now. Let those words take root in your heart. Let them echo in your breath, your steps, your choices. Let them become your inner atmosphere, calm, trusting, open. And know this, you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to rush your healing or force the miracle. You simply have to stay connected. Return to your source. Call on it often. Trust that when you do, everything else begins to align. The love you need, the answer you seek, the breakthrough you hope for. It's not in the distance, it's already in motion. And your faith is the invitation. So, as you move through your day, picture this. You're walking through a world lit up with love. Every step is guided. Every breath is blessed. Every moment is a miracle waiting to be seen. You smile at the sunlight. You pause for the breeze. You give thanks for the timing, the softness, the unfolding, and you whisper, good things are coming, because they are. They always have been, and now you're ready to receive them. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to remember that good things are coming. Comment below with "Good things are coming" to anchor your faith and inspire someone else's miracle.